This is Manikanta studying in IIT College ECB. Today I'm going to discuss about a Tech Talk video on Python subject. And my topic is functional programming in Python. First let us discuss about the concepts of functional programming. Any functional programming language is expected to follow these concepts and they are pure functions. These functions have two main properties. First, they always produce the same output for, for the same arguments irrespective of anything else. Secondly, they have no side effects, that is, they do modify any argument or global variables or output something. And second one is recursion. There are no for or while loop in functional languages. Iteration in functional languages is implemented through the recursion. Functions are first class and can be higher class. First class functions are treated as first class variables. The first class variables can be passed to functions as a parameter and can be returned from functions or stored in data structures. And the next one is variables are immutable. In functional programming, we can't modify a variable after it's been initialized. We can create new variables, but we can't modify existing variables. And let us briefly discuss about pure functions. As discussed above, pure functions have two properties. It always produces the same output for the same arguments. For example, 3 plus 7 will always be 10 no matter what. It does not change or modifies the input variable. The second property is also known as immutability. The only result of pure function is the value it returns. They are deterministic. Pro- Programs done using functional programming are easy to debug because pure functions have no side effects or hidden IO. Pure functions also make it easier to write parallel concurrent applications. When the code is written in this style, a smart compiler can do many things. It can parallelize the instructions, wait to evaluate results when needing them, and memorize the results since the results never change as long as the input doesn't change. For example, this is a program about using a pure function and it uses a pure function for a list like definition pure function list, and it gives a program new list equal to, and it uses a for loop for the list and appends the number, and it asks to return the new list. And we can see that the input is original list 1234, modified list, pure function in original list, and it has to print original list as well as print modified list. And the next one is recursion. During functional programming, there is no concept of for loop or while loop. Instead, recursion is used. Recursion is a process in which a function calls itself directly or indirectly. In the recursive program, the solution to the base case is provided and the solution to the bigger problem is expressed in terms of smaller problems. A question may arise, what is base case? The base case can be considered as a condition that tells the compiler or interpreter to exit from the function. Let us consider the above example. Let's consider a program that will find sum of all the elements of the list without using any for loop. Here we are using a program to find the sum of a list without for loop or while loop, and this is the program which should be entered definition sum into and the elements which we want to give, and we use the if condition as well as, and then we use the print sum of uh, the elements which use, and we got the output as well without using the for loop. Properties of first class functions. A function is an instance of the subject type. You can store the function in a variable. You can pass the function as the parameter to another function. You can return the function from a function. You can store them in data structures such as hash tables, lists, and so on, etc. And this is the program for, let us see the program. And it uses the Python to get the output as and it writes a program to get the function as hi, I'm created by the function passed as an argument. And this is the program as well as output. Next one is built-in higher order functions. To make the processing of iterable objects like lists and iterator much easier, Python has implemented some commonly used higher order functions. These functions return an iterator that is space efficient. Some of the built-in higher order functions are, first one is map and second one is filter. Let us discuss about the map. Map function returns a list of the results after applying the given function to each item of a given iterable like list, tuple, etc. And the syntax is map in brackets fun comma iter, and the parameters about fun. It is a function to which map passes each element of given iterable, and the iter, it is a iterable which is to be mapped, and the return type is it returns an iterator of map class. And lambda functions. In Python, anonymous function means that a function is without a name. As we already know that definition keyword is used to define the normal functions and lambda keyword is used to create anonymous functions, and it has syntax as lambda arguments expression. This function can have any number of arguments but only one expression which is evaluated and returned. One is free to use lambda functions wherever function objects are required. You need to keep in your knowledge that lambda functions are syntactically restricted to a single expression. It has various uses in particular fields of programming besides other types of expressions in functions. Now let us discuss about immutability. Immutability is a functional programming paradigm that can be used for debugging as it will throw an error where the variable is being changed, not where the value is changed. Python 2 supports some immutable data types like string, tuple, numeric, etc. And this is the example for immutable. And these are the comments which are given to understand what the user is want to program. Python program to demonstrate immutable data types. String data types immutable equal to geeks for geeks. Changing the values will raise an error. Immutable in brackets, in square brackets, let us put it as 1, which gives the equal to k. And by this I'm ending this. Thank you.